Hey everybody, it's Wolfpack again today. Making another video. Um, I wanted to get real quick, right into the point. Today, which is the first, we still have no information or further information on Mandalay Bay. Everything's locked tight, guys. I can't get anything. I can't get anything earlier than a week ago. If it is, it's reproduced information, or it's stuff that was posted a week to 2 weeks before. So it's locked up tight. I don't know what has happened to social media. YouTube on this incident had totally dropped the ball again. And I don't know why that YouTube is taking this such a drastic change. However, the fact is that there's more and more disappearing, like I've identified before, but now they're not even reporting the news at all. Just to give you an example, we've got the Mandalay Bay, which we didn't barely got to cover just any of it before they shut it down. Yesterday, we had the attack in New York and Manhattan, which, come on, you gun control people, let's hear from you. You know, hell, you don't give them a gun, they'll run over you with a damn truck. You know, what are we going to do, ban trucks now? Or axes or machetes? What the hell are we going to ban next? Just to prove that the government ain't doing their damn job in vetting these people. But let them in, you know. 1 out of 10 won't cause no frickin' problems, you know. So I can't. What do you say about Manhattan? I mean, the guy just drives his truck amongst a bunch of people. I mean, that's phenomenal to me. How you can stop it? Well, I mean, if you're somebody on the street, I mean, you're just looking around. And you're like, oh, you're gonna miss it as we see it coming, which is kind of difficult when you're in a crowd, like I saw on the video. But when I dug deeper, I found out that this guy, he was on the radar. How many times we heard that? They knew about him. You know, they suspected him being in a sleeper cell. Like I said before, nobody's freaking watching him. So I don't know about you, but hell, maybe I want to be on the watch list, because that way I know nobody's paying me no damn attention. I can run out here, run a stop sign, and I'll get stopped and get a ticket. But hell, this somebody can go around plotting crimes and hide misdemeanors and get away with it. Go figure that shit out. Or they're actually really out there going trying to bust people who's got a joint or shit, or got a cold beer. And they'll bust them some bitches first before they go get the freaking Muslim. I tell you why, because the damn Muslims got guns and they scared as hell to go in there and get guns. Go and get their shot at. Well, that's some of them. But I do believe in police officers, and I know and I do respect the ones who are good and runs toward the fire. I do respect that, but I have got to draw the line on to the thin blue line, or whatever. There's a lot of bad ones. I mean, the only thing that I can do is point to the individuals, the good officers, and the people that are doing right and doing right by the people. I wish I knew a way to give you an opportunity for me to say it and get it out over the web, how you guys need help doing that. Because the fact is that more often than not, the heroes are pushed aside, and we hear more about the negative in police officers, and that's a shame for the good police officers, and that's a shame for all the do-righters and the ones that are actually doing their job. And it's just a shame that they have to be just treated like that. It's just, what else can you say? Like Manhattan, I have to say on that, it's just too much of a damn coincidence, you know. And everybody is coming out saying we got so many coincidences going on and everything can't be right. You know, something's wrong. Well, hell, I mean, you know, what they say, you know, if it walks like a duck, swims like a duck, act like, you know, I'm just saying. But if a dumbass like me can recognize that shit's going on, then I'm sure there's a lot of people capable of connecting the dots better than I can. I can just do so much research, and that's what I do. I believe that Mandalay Bay was two shooters, based on my evidence. I have not had any evidence that has came out to disprove that by the police department or by the investigation. We haven't even identified exactly what type of weapon it was. We have no idea what the brass, what type of brass it was. Was it 7.62? Was it 5.56? You know, we don't even know where they stand on the investigation. That right there pisses me off. Been a month now, and we can't find no answers. Boy, we're playing them FBI boys a lot of money to do nothing anyway. You know, how many damn cameras does it need that you need to have in Vegas not to show nothing happening? And where's this damn body cam at? Some things I'd like to know. I do know since my last posting that there was a lot of individuals, and I did some checking on it as well with some of my people. Just resources that we talk about shit, and basically it's been reported those individuals are held up and turned in their cell phones. My video was gone. Well, no screaming eagle shit, huh? No, hell, I don't care if I don't care what I covered on my video. That shit's mine. You ain't getting hold of it. I mean, it's a Pruder film. I tell you what, I'd have kept that sumbitch, and I've been $1 million. I've made $1 million a year. Because they're going to twist it around to whatever they want you to see or what they want you to hear. So why give them up information? They're not going to do nothing with it. But then again, on the other side, we also heard that these individuals who turned their phone in, when they got it back, they were having problems with reception, that it was going from the 911 mode in and out, and just basic problems they're having with their cell phones, but they weren't having before. I tell you what I'd have done. I'd have thrown that shit out. I'd have thrown that shit as far as I'd thrown it in a lake somewhere. Or what I might have done is I might have put it on one of them jam drones and let it fly it all over so the FBI knew where I was at. We'll drop it off in a field somewhere. Shit. Watch them go react, you know. But that's about the mentality that we have now in the FBI and the CIA and our government. It's like every American, okay, that's worth their salt knows that something's going on. Okay, we know something ain't right, but we're supposed to believe them. But what do we believe? We don't have any answers. I mean, you're not giving us anything to actually make a damn decision. So then if you think about that, maybe that's right where they want us. Well, we can't make a damn decision. It's being told that Mark Twain said it best, was that, you know, I'm a good American, you know. I don't believe everything my country says. I like to make my own opinion. That means you're not a good American if you think out and don't go along with the flow. I said this before, and I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but I'd like to get some input on the fact is how can we get the word out about these individuals that are actually trying to get the word out of being shut down by YouTube. I mean, or censored. I want to know where mainstream media is at whenever. I don't know. I don't know. I turn on YouTube and I see exactly what current events are, and then I look on the TV and I'm like, what kind of freaking world are you living in? You know. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you this right now. If I was anywhere near Don Lemon, I'd throw punch him and knock his ass out. Anderson Cooper, same damn thing. Except I'd beat that son of a gun where he wouldn't have a boyfriend no more, I'll tell you that right now. But I'm tired of their bullshit. Alex Jones and his channel, you know, done went to shit because, hell, every 5 minutes they reporting on the caveman or something he should be drinking or some protein shit. Can't get no damn news because we watching all the protein shit. I get enough protein, damn it, I want to hear the news. And I'm not saying Alex Jones produces all news, but at least he gets you to ask questions, and that's the only reason why I turn into him. It's a place for you to find and research. And that's what scares me the most is, based on my last video, I didn't get really too good response. I don't give a shit, but what I'm trying to let everyone know from what I see is that they're shutting us down. They're shutting individuals who are asking questions down. Asking pertinent questions, or asking good questions about what we see around us and what's going on that they have no answers to, so they don't want to hear them. Facebook and Twitter got hit the other day with their stance on fake news and how many messages got out that were fake news and blah 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 blah. Well, the way I look at it is, if you're on YouTube or Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, pretty soon, if you're spreading fake news, people are going to realize it. You got to weed yourself out. That's why we have the freaking National Enquirer, or we have the freaking Houston Chronicle. I mean, if you want news, you go pick up the Houston Chronicle. You want to hear shit, you go pick up the damn National Enquirer. Or if you want to see make-believe shit, you go pick up a Playboy. There ain't none of them damn girls look like that. So that's what concerns me today, is that we're being shut out, and the information is being, it's not even being watered down. It's just being to the point where we don't even recognize it. It looks like my next point is we're actually looking like we're turning that investigation around on the Russians, and we're starting to get indictments from Mueller. I'm still watching that shit because it's like funnier than a damn Chinese fire drill, man, watching these some bitches. But anyway, they got one side accusing this, one side. I don't know all the details because they won't let us know the detail. We don't know. We ain't seen no reports. We just got a bunch of indictments coming down, and we don't know what the hell for. You know, they may be indicting somebody for pissing in somebody's post toasties. I don't know. Shit, you gotta let me know something so I can think and I can get, because left to my own devices, I can make up some serious shit these dumb bitches done. But now it don't look too good for Hillary based on all this information's coming out, or Obama, or Huma, or all these people or whatever. And I just want to tell you guys right now, if coming from me, y'all might as well give that shit up, okay? Ain't nobody gonna go to jail. Ain't nobody gonna get no slap on the wrist. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Here is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have another special prosecutor. He's gonna come in, and we're gonna have all these some bitches up there listening to all these congressmen and senators listening to all this comment. Trey Gannon's gonna go over and dog the shit out of them. CFS gonna quit because they threatened his life, and Trey Gannon's gonna grandstand and say, how much they're lying. But to come to the end of the day, after all the bullshit, ain't nothing gonna happen. You're not gonna put a Clinton in jail. They're not gonna put a Bush in jail. Obama? Hell no. Why? Because you put Obama in jail, Black Lives Matter gonna be all over your shit in a heartbeat. So you might as well get over it. We got screwed again. By the big green weenie. And ain't nothing you can do about it. And that goes into what's pissing me off the most, is because the fact is that all these events are happening. We have no control over it. We can't get a group of people together to actually work with each other to solve these freaking huge problems. It has gotten to the point to where it's like it's us against them. Them who actually make the money, and us who go to work 9 to 5 and punch in. Punch in, go home, watch the news, get something to eat, go sleep, get up, and go do it again. I know people in my hometown, they don't take a vacation. They freaking sell that in for cash because that's what they need to eat money. For little Julie's braces. That's just my end of the world, coming from a small rural town, but it's trickling down. And I don't know who says something. Nobody. Or if we do, we get shut up. Or if we get due by the masses, because we've got a middle class, or we've got a certain class of people between us and them that they're the wannabes, is what I call them, and they survive off the scraps that the thems give them. And then you know what? They don't leave nothing for thems. The us's don't get nothing, but the thems get it all. Then they pass it down to the wannabes, and then the wannabes they keep it for themselves. That's how they develop their profit. So that's the kind of class of people we are. Now, I don't know what kind of government you can frame now, but it damn sure ain't going I want to be around. If you look around every small town, every inch of America, you see that going on. Just ask somebody that's on the bottom of that rung, and they can tell you exactly how it works. It's called being street smart. They're not born into privilege. The other thing too is that based on some things that people have said, you're a racist, you're white, you're from the South, you're a racist, you're a Klan member, all that shit or whatever. Well, let me make it to you real clear, okay? We'll get this point really straight across. I'm not prejudiced. I hate everybody equally, okay? Everybody, okay? Please tell me what group that I go in now. Is it Antifa? Is it Black Lives Matter? Is it the Klan? Is it the Nationalists? What group do I belong to? When I look around and I see all this shit around me, I'm pissed off about every damn thing. What part do I grew up? What part group I am? Then I look around here and I say, look at myself. I say, this what the fuck I fought for? For this shit? Yeah, me, I'd rather go back. At least that shit made sense. So now we don't know, where all the indictments going to lead. That's going to take over another 2 years of our news time or people reporting on that. And to be honest with you, I think YouTubers are giving. We don't give a shit. What else can you freaking do? Because we can shout it to the top of our lungs, and it don't make no difference. Ain't nobody listening. So I hate to see some of the YouTubers that I respected, or I even sometimes I disagree with them, but at least they had a point. We don't even have those no more. Once you look back and see the last time that we've actually had a live event covered by independent YouTubers, or anybody for that matter, it's been a long time. You don't see those anymore. So now we come down to the nuts and the bolts of our government, and we're seeing the ugly side, but we're shut out of it. We have a president that I agree with the majority of his views, but see, the American people don't really understand that one person can't fix all our problems. We've got the Congress and we've got the judicial system, and we've got states in between that he has to pass all these laws through to get what he needs to get done, and it can't happen. They're still pissed off because he won the election. I'm going to show him I ain't going to support him. Forget about what's good for America. I made my point. So Dave said, about our view on North Korea. He was talking, I know I kind of skipped over here, but about his view on North Korea was the fact that, just get a bunch of Xboxes and get a bunch of darn pornography, get a bunch of cell phones, get a bunch of all kind of automated shit, send over there, and hell, won't be no notes no more. So once again, I question my government. I just question what the hell's going on. I mean, I take bad government, okay? Bad government where I know what's going on, than this kind of government that you have no freaking clue. I don't know how to make it any more logical to any individual, but you're witnessing right now censorship at its best, and we know it. I don't know how many YouTubers have come on here and said, I'm being demonetized, I'm being harassed, I'm being taken my, they're being harassed to the point to where they're just getting their channel taken down. A lot of YouTubers come over here to make YouTubes and make a little money. Okay, well, that ain't gonna happen no more. Our government has been successful in shutting social media down. You can't talk anymore. Because as soon as one person starts spitting out the truth, they shut it down. But then you got these hanger-oners, these ones that support what's going on in the government. They're the wannabes, and they're just trying to hang on supporting these individuals so they can have a shot at the big piece of pie. It's never going to happen. Hell, everybody knows they're going to be the first ones to go. They're going to be the first ones that have to fall on their sword. Now, today, I don't mean to get political plug, but and I'm not. I'm just saying that this is what I've chosen to do, and this doesn't seem like much to a lot of people, but maybe this gives an idea for you. I've got to live in a government here in a small town. That's where the elite have taken over. It's got so bad that a person's got arrested at City Hall Council meeting for saying the F word to himself. Nobody else heard it. He got arrested for it. Hell, I know it was me. Got arrested for telling these individuals they were breaking the law by proposing a bill that they were going to vote on. It said little girls could not go to church. I mean, they could not play softball on Sundays because they needed to be in church. It was bad for their appearance, the city's appearance. These girls should be in church. Now, I don't know where you guys fall on the religious spectrum, but I do know that you're Americans, and you got to separate the church from state. And I believe that maybe that religion is left up to the individuals and to their families, their mother and their fathers, or whatever they get their direction, if they want to go to church or not. I don't know, maybe one family allows their little girls to go play softball in the morning, and in the afternoon they end up going to night church. Because maybe daddy's working during Sunday and on Sundays, and when he gets off they all go to church together as a family. I don't know, it's none of my business. I don't have any business asking you when you can and cannot go to church. If you want to go to church, good, go ahead. That's the type of environment that I live in. This is the type of government that we're actually heading to, that we're representing, that's being represented to us. We have one red light in the town. Why? Because we need three, because the fact is that 40% of our income that we're derived from our city comes from law enforcement. Setting up speed traps right out here. Right, you got one cop when you enter city, one when you leave city. But they say they're not on a quota. But I live pretty close here to the highway where there are city limits. I can say to tell you right now, between the 20th and the 1st of every month, there's a lot more people sitting out there. But I guess that's just my concern. So yeah, I'm fighting them and I'm doing it. You know, people say you can't beat City Hall, but yeah, I'm going to. Well, I'm not going to win or not, but I'm going to give them hell. You know what I arrested for was a misdemeanor, $170 fine, whatever. That ain't the point. It's the precedent they set. If you go to city council and you speak up, or you actually have a difference of opinion, we're going to arrest you. So don't come, so we can get our shit done underneath the books. I'm sorry, that happens. I know that happens to many Americans here today, and you know what? We're divided because the fact is we don't say nothing. It don't matter. Well, I've had enough. I live here, and this is my property that I bought, and yeah, if it affects me and my family, I'm going to speak up. We have water that is contaminated in 7 different areas that all are linked to cancer. All of them are linked to cancer. We got 8 more contaminants they can't even identify. Our women between 45 and 65 develop cancer at a higher rate than anybody else in Texas. Our water has been in serious violation for 12 months in a row. They have been fined. Why does the state come in and take control? Well, because the fact is, you know, what's the difference? They can shut them down, but what happens? They don't get that money for the fine. At least the cities at least the county is making money off the town. This is the type of environment we live in our town. This is where we pay our taxes to. We have roads that we travel on back in our neighborhoods we don't have bumps. We have craters. We don't need no speed bumps. How is that negative? Well, hell, if you've been on one of these roads and you want to hit a bump, you're driving NASCAR trying to pass get to the leader. Tell me that's safe. But the worst part about it is these little kids that are in the 1st and 2nd grade or in kindergarten, they're not really tall enough to hit the floor with their feet. So these kids, they don't ride the bus to work, they just bounce. Bounce to school. They just bounce to school, bounce back home. We've got individuals who don't really give a shit because they are the elite. They live off the county. They live off the city. Why? Because the biggest employer is our city. They get insurance, they get a full pension, they get the whole 9 yards. Then when they retire, they get a pension off the city. Sounds like a good idea, don't it? Except for the fact is the money we pay out for the pensions, there's not enough money coming in because there ain't no jobs in the city no more. So guess what? The pension's going bust. They just had an adjustment where they got hit with over $500,000 in the adjustment to the pension, and they didn't have the money. Somebody made a mistake. You think the city manager had something to do with that? The pension is going to keep going up. They can't raise it, but the fact of the matter is that they must throw a model. Now check this out. A model, when you go for a pension from the top or to a city, normally it goes, you have your death toll at a certain figure. So in other words, they're betting on the majority of the people are going to die before 65 or at 65. But see, the problem is that when you go outside that parameter, that it ends up costing the people money. So in other words, you got more money out than you got coming in. In a town of 2018, we have got a budget. We are $4 million in debt. We can't balance the budget. We can't fix our roads. We can't fix the water. We are basically just hanging on. Could we make it? Yeah, maybe. If we got citizens to participate. See, that don't happen. Because see, here we live in a mentality, and maybe you do too, is that, you know what, we can't fix nothing. Oh, we trust everything they do. Meanwhile, they're taking money out of their mouth. Because we're paying taxes and we don't know where they're going. How does that happen? Well, because the money goes into a general fund and they divide it where they want to spend it. We just recently had a water hike. We assumed we'd go for the water to help with pay the water, but no, they ain't paying bills. Not one damn dime went for paying water. They can't track their money, and they don't want to. Every city council meeting is only 3 items, and then after the 3 items, they go into a closed meeting, closed hearing. They disclose nothing. Freedom of Information Act that you put in a request, they can deny it. Nobody cares. You can't go up the chain of command because, well, that's their business. Freedom of Information Act. We can't get them. Our freedom of speech is interrupted by arrest. We have a town we can't even drive through without getting a ticket. We have visitors. We have a lake. We have visitors who want to come to our lake and actually enjoy fishing and swimming and all that and whatever. They won't come through our town because of the tickets. We are exploding from inside, or imploding from inside, because the fact is of pure common greed. We pay a city manager $53,000. You think maybe he could? He could balance the budget? Nah. Somebody's asked me, what can you do for the? What can you do? What have you done for the city lately? Hell, I can send them a copy of the Texas Constitution and the United States Constitution. Won't y'all read that before y'all start doing shit? Or maybe let's participate in Robert's Rules of Order like every other sophisticated or any city that's got any sense. Tell me how a city manager can say that he needs $1.3 million by 2020, or the well, if it breaks, we're not going to be able to repair it. But you can get the gist. The well is still under construction. We got escrow, which are 3 payments where you can pay first phase, second phase, third phase. Okay. We ain't even finished phase 1 yet, but we're still asking for money. We took $50,000 out of an investment fund we didn't even know we had and put it toward our well. Man, it just happened to appear. We go through our city budget, it don't make no sense. They change our budget 4 times a year. You know why? Because they keep screwing it up. They've been warned. I don't need to warn because you know what? That's not going to happen to them. Now, many of you are thinking, well, it's only a small town in Texas. It's just bullshit because the fact that that's what you expect. You live there. Won't you just move the whole 9 yards? But, ladies and gentlemen, that's not the point. The point is that if we walk away from it here, we're going to accept it somewhere else. And it's just going to continue getting worse. And it all goes uphill. These are the politicians that we've got heading to the hill. Now, I don't know, maybe it's not worth anything to you, but I tend to believe that a city should provide for the health welfare of its citizens. Sanitation, water, drinkable water, and public information. They don't generate, they do not share any information on where the money's spent. It's all in a hush-hush meeting. When they say, all they do is say, okay, everybody approve the budget? Everybody approve that? Approve that? What are you approving? The city council has no idea where the funds are coming from and where they're going. And they never ask why. Can you see where that might be a corrupt government? Hell, it's in socialism, at least you got a say. Here we don't have no say at all. So I post this on Google, and I post this on Gab, and I post this on Facebook, and I post this on the Twitter, and I let everybody know we're looking for support. I need to have somebody recognize this and look into it. Look up the city of Huntington, Texas. Look at the water reports. Look at our debt. Look at everything that we have. 20% of our individuals here that live here are unemployed. Could they be employed? Well, hell, we're right in the middle of the oil district. We got pipelines. We got oil wells. We got plenty of opportunity for employment. But all the people that are employed are moving out. We have officers. Today or yesterday, I posted for you guys on the Gap that we have officers, 3-4 officers who are charged with civil rights violations for taking a disabled person, breaking his elbow in a place that wasn't supposed to move because they insisted on cuffing him from behind when they were told by this individual that he couldn't do that. You can cuff me from the front or put my hands over my head, but if you make me reach behind my back, I'm going to break my arm. And they did it, and they did it on purpose. They left the individual for sitting in jail for 4 hours while he begged for a medic. They finally got a medic in there after 4 hours, and the medic came in and told the jailers, do not ever catch me ever, you guys breaking civil rights again. This guy told you he could not. You guys are responsible for breaking his arm. They took him to the hospital. They insisted on cuffing him, but then they cuffed his hand upstairs, up here like this. It was probably the proper way to do it. Oh, and the reason why was because the fact is that he went in and he had 3 beers and he was getting ready to leave. Now you guys know 3 beers, whatever. Anyway, it didn't matter. He didn't even get to his truck. He was dropping from where he drank. He was walking across the parking lot, and they stopped him for public intoxication. That's when all the beatings began. Because see, where we live here, it's not the fact is that if you turn on if those red lights hit you, guess what? You might as well get ready for a beating. Because the officers here are going to do everything in their power to trump up the charges so they get credit so they can get a promotion. A felony, assaulting a police officer, is something they want on their resume to make them a seasoned veteran so they can get more pay. Meanwhile, they're beating the shit out of us. in order to get a raise. I have gone on many times and I've pleaded with everybody and said, look, our civil rights are being broken. We need help. We need somebody to draw attention to this and even just take a look. Just take a look at it. Because if you do, it'll scare the shit out of you. If you do, you will be able to make a difference, because the fact is that we're not trimmed up with all the fat and the lobbyists and all these some bitches that end up protecting these freaking corrupt government of the United States. But we can start right now and start sending a message to these small towns across and say, you know what, we're not put up with this shit no more. And carry that message above and beyond. That's the way we get things done. It's not to start up a freaking protest. Because look at it, guys. I don't care how dedicated you are. What are you doing? You're protesting against some bitch you're never going to change their mind. And you wait for something to happen. God dang, everybody knows one throws the first punch is the first one to go to jail. Or the second punch is one will go to jail. You get arrested for defending yourself. And that's what we're experiencing here. This is a totalitarian government in the United States of America. I'm fighting it all I can. I can't wait to go to trial because I know I'm innocent. I know they're going to drop the charges, but I don't want them to drop the charges. I want them to expose every damn thing. I want exposure. And all I'm trying to do is make people listen. Do your own research. Huntington, Texas. Drop me something on Google. You want to know? What do you want to know? I'll tell you. I've researched this for a year. I applaud YouTubers who do their research and put time and effort into it, because sometimes they reach out and they research stuff that it'll take me a little bit longer to get, but I learned how to research here on the YouTube. I learned how to ask questions on Gab. I learned how to ask questions on Twitter, which I don't go to anymore, because why do I want to have 500,000 friends that don't even know who the fuck I am? And please tell me why I want to be friends with Jennifer Lopez. You don't know who the hell I am. I want to make a difference on social media. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. I want nothing. I want to make a difference, and I want to make a change. And I'm asking for your support. I don't want no money. I don't want to be famous. I don't want none of that shit that goes supposed to go YouTube. None of it. I'm not going to beg you for money. I'm not going to tell you to drop it. No, I'm not. What I'm asking you to do as an American to help me in this fight. Do this research with me. Ask me what you need to know. Because once you learn how this city is operating, it's going to make you realize how everything happens up top above. I'm going to keep putting out this message, because the fact is that I can go on about my philosophies and my other things about scenarios. I talk about them because this is what I think, but this is the most important thing to me. I want to start fighting corruption, and I'm doing it on a daily basis. Every day I get up, I'm ashamed of myself for letting it take place. I cannot lay down my head at night knowing that these people are getting away with it. And I cannot lay down long enough with my PTSD, because I'm focused on this one issue. I got to find the answers. I'm going to leave the link down here to a petition. Petition is basically, it's find out where our tax money is going for our roads, because that's one of the major things we've got. We've got a lot of problems, but everything pretty much starts for fixing our roads, because we've been promised our roads fixed for 10 years, and we pay our taxes, and no one can tell us where that money's going. Give you an example, $46,000 our EDC put into the city, and what they did was they got all our street signs to match the same color. But it don't really make no difference, because the fact is you can't see them, because you can't get down the damn road, and if you do get the damn road, there's going to be so much cloud and dust in there, you can't see that shit anyway. In our town, we have so many holes and dust in the road, what we do is we have to go by the GPS, find out where the hell we're at. So I'm going to leave a link. I'm even going to link to the city manager and the mayor Maybe y'all can call and get some answers. The first thing, though, that I would ask you to address is, why can you arrest a citizen in a city council meeting for mentioning in a meeting that you were breaking the law? It's a felony. It's breaking civil rights. I don't know where you come from, but that's a felony. Telling a little girl she's got to be somewhere where she don't have to be, or telling a little girl she got to be somewhere that they ain't asked her parents yet. I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for support. Because we here believe, a few of us here believe, that we could change it if we had enough support. But we can't get nobody talking because they're scared of what the reprisals will be from the city council. Scared about their reputation. They're clueless to seeing actual facts. So how is that? Where do you fit into that? You can get in on and say people are stupid. You're wrong. Look at this. I need help doing that. My name is Wolfpack. You can catch me at stecwby33 at gmail.com. Once again, stecwby33 at gmail.com. I have a Facebook page at Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. Please come by and join if you want to know what's actually happening in Huntington. If you want to see something in America that you just can't believe, that you couldn't believe that can happen in America, I challenge you with that, please. Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. Everybody gets approved. I don't ban nobody. Now come on in. Let me know what you think. And once again, I'm going to leave a couple links. One link is going to be to my petition, and the other link is going to be to the mayor and city administrator asking these same questions. Because no matter what, even if we don't get the answers, you deserve the answers. You should be able to go in and ask people what's happening, and you should be able to get an answer, even if you don't live in the state. Why? Because we're still Americans. If a city can deny a Freedom of Information Act request and not provide you documentation, does not present documentation in a public notice, in a paper or anything like that, and not disclosing information that affects taxpayers directly, and cannot tell the taxpayers where their money is going, I think everybody agrees that we need to say something about it. I'll drop the links. I'm going to have more videos on this, and I hope that you would subscribe to me, because I'm asking for help. I'm asking for support. I'm asking for you guys to do your research into this, because a lot of you good researchers out there, I can tell you, if you got into this is going to lead you down a hole. It's going to involve the whole damn county and even far above in Texas. I'm just giving you a hint. I don't have all the resources to do it really quick, but maybe if we pull our resources together, we can just change some things that, you know what, we can start a ripple. Let's get a Wolfpack. I'll leave the links. Thank you for watching. And if you guys need any help or and your processes of somebody supporting you or whatever, let me know. I'm down for change, and I'm down for standing up for the right thing. By the way, we got Veterans Day coming up. Y'all remember that. See y'all for then. It's Wolfpack. I'm out.